realized for the people watching on YouTube, I wasn't recording the beginning of it, but I am recording audio, so people on Spotify are chilling. But YouTube people, you're just not tuning in. We just said basically Broncos could be potential first round exits depending on the schedule they play. That's basically all you missed. Raiders suck.
And the Raiders suck.
Raiders suck. Bo Nix just needs to play safe.
Newsflash.
Basically, that's all you really missed. But
Bo
for
Nix
Spotify
doesn't need to
listeners, you're
play
still
safe.
chilling.
I think the complete opposite. I think he needs to be doing a lot
He
more
needs to
crazy
use his
stuff.
legs, guys.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He needs to be
Oh
playing
my
outside
gosh.
of play structure, running out, trying to make plays, and I think his players need to play around that as well. Because I think Sean, your guys' coaching staff really isn't dialing up that many offensive plays that takes advantage
All
of
to
your
Sean, bro.
players.
It's week in and week out. We've
Yeah.
all talked about Sean Payton needs to open up the playbook. Sean Payton needs to do this and this and this.
He needs to
He
realize that there's other
does.
places than screens.
But if you watch the All 22 film, I mean, there's at least 10 plays per week in that film where it's like there's guys wide open, and Bo Nix is just running
Yeah.
around in the pocket with happy feet.
I agree.
So, I mean, Troy Franklin had a touchdown from like the 10-yard line if Bo Nix would have gotten it there, but he's, he's just running around back there like a chicken with his head cut off.
Yeah.
Like, this is rookie stuff. This is stuff he should have worked on in the offseason and gotten taken care of. But what do I know?
Yeah.
I'm not an
Yeah.
NFL quarterback, so I can't say anything. But
Yeah, because it's like, yeah, I'd expect that from a freshman quarterback, but I think if you have like a coaching staff that's with veterans that has played with quarterbacks that are similar to Bo Nix and like Drew Brees, like I think that he should have progressed a lot more than he did last year. In the fact that he's looked worse in some points than he did last year in a lot of ways, and I just don't see why that happened. Maybe
Yeah.
it's just like a ego thing. I don't know. I don't really know how he is, but
I don't think it's his ego. I think he's just trying to do too much right now. And Sean's they just need to get on the same page, and I think things will be fine. But until they do that, it's just going to be the same product every single week.
stop underestimating bad teams and realize that you can lose every week and just like
Probably.
take care of business.
Pretty much.
Let's go on to the next game, the London game. You have the Colts beating the Falcons in overtime, 31-25. Jonathan Taylor basically stamped his spot as an offensive player of the year in this game. I mean, I honestly think all shout out to Drake May. Love Drake May. I probably MVP. He's MVP leader in odds right now. I'm giving it to Jonathan Taylor. Like,
But the thing is, it's not going to happen.
No, it's not. But I'm saying
No.
it should. Like, if this, like, I know Saquon didn't win it last year. Jonathan Taylor's not going to win it this year. But Jonathan Taylor is single-handedly carrying the Colts to being number one in the AFC right now at 8-2. He just had 244 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns, a game-winning touchdown in overtime. And basically, he brought the Colts into the game in the fourth quarter with an 83-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't on Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones was not playing good. It was all basically, you just hand the ball to Jonathan Taylor, let him do his thing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, like, even if you take a third of his stats, which would be like 1 touchdown, 75 yards, you're like, it's a great performance from a running back, and tripling that is just crazy. But I think it also shows, like, I'm seeing glimpses of Daniel Jones being like he was on the Giants, and he hasn't, these past couple weeks at least, he hasn't been as really good as he was early in the season. So I think if he starts to regress back to how he does usually, that could pose a problem later on. But I'm not. I did fault the Colts last week and said that they might be frauds, things like that. I think that this game showed that they aren't. But again, it could be the same issue to where they go against a team like, if they're the number one, they end up playing like the Ravens if they sneak into the 7th seed. Like, I see the Ravens beating them fully healthy.
I could see a lot of things right now. I think every team right now in playoffs right now, except for the Steelers and the Jags, so that would be Denver, New England, the Chargers, and the Bills, and I could honestly give up the Jags, could potentially beat the Colts this season. Like, I still think I'm high on the Colts, but I'm also like very skeptical because you've seen this season so far in 2 back-to-back games that Daniel Jones is capable. He's come down to earth. He's capable of having those same turnover issues he's had earlier in his career. And like, I don't really see the Colts going to be the number one seed in the AFC. I definitely think that they're going to fall off a little bit. I mean, they play the Chiefs in 2 weeks. Then they have the Seahawks later on in the season, the Niners. They still have the Jags twice. and they play the Texans twice. So like those are all good defenses that he's going to have to play later on in the season. And I mean, I'm not going to say anything now, but I definitely don't think the Colts are going to be the number 1 seed when it comes later in the year, unless something magical happens.
I think they'll end up being probably
They'll win the
13,
division.
4, 12, and 5. They'll definitely win the division, but I think that they'll drop a few. I don't.
Yeah.
They've honestly had a pretty easy go round up until this point. Like they haven't had great competition a lot of the time, but I don't think that that's anything saying that they're like frauds or anything like that.
I mean,
but,
Dolphins, the Titans twice already, Raiders,
Yeah.
Cardinals. I mean, there's nothing crazy, but I mean, they beat the Chargers, they beat the Broncos, but yes, I mean,
But like the two good teams they
whatever.
played in the Rams and the Steelers, they lose.
I
And
don't think the Steelers are
they
that
beat
good of
the
a team, man.
Chargers. The Steelers aren't that good of a team. I'm just saying that
Yeah.
they can be.
They beat the Chargers by 2 scores, which I'll give them that. That's a really impressive win. They beat the Broncos. Yes, there was that penalty, but still putting up 29 points against the best defense in the league right now is still pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Regardless of whatever happened at the end of the game with the leverage call or whatever. I mean, this offense is consistently putting up 30 points a game. Like 30, 33, 29, 41, 27, 40, 31, 31, 38, 38. I mean,
And honestly, their wide receiver core is really good.
yeah, I'm telling you guys, bro.
And
I got Alex Pierce in fantasy. He's insane.
Sauce Gardner, now that he's on the team, I mean, he didn't play that good his first game, but I mean, that's his first game on the team. I'm not expecting him to just show out and get like.
He should have had a pick six, bro. He dropped a pick six, so it was. Oh my god.
But I mean, was he worth 2 first rounders? I don't think so.
If they win the Super Bowl,
is that good for them? Who cares? Yeah, exactly.
But for the Falcons, I don't know. What do you guys think about the Falcons?
They're just they're consistently inconsistent every single week. They can beat any team in the league, they just don't.
Yeah.
Maybe not any team in the league, but a lot of teams in the league. Like they shut out the Panthers, who are looking pretty good now, 30-0, and then they go out and they lose to some bad team. It just doesn't. I don't even know what's going on. Raheem Morris isn't that good of a coach, but lots of talent, not using it very well. One of the best pass defenses in the league, not amounting to much. I just don't know what to do about that team.
I don't know. They're like off and on. They really don't know how to use their star running back though. Tyler Algier had 2 rushing touchdowns against the Colts. Bijan had none. Drake London looked fantastic, I think.
He's a top 10 receiver in the league, in my opinion.
He has some of the best 100%. Hands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Michael Penix could play better, but at the same time, he also looks really good in certain scenarios. So it's like
he gets flustered so quickly under pressure. It's like it's bad. There are a couple. I don't know if it's an offensive coordinator issue or whatnot. If it's a Penix thing. I mean, obviously, I'm a Bijan fantasy owner, so I want this Bijan like catches, whatever. But there have been multiple times where Penix. I mean, he went 12 for 28, but there were multiple times instead of just getting the easy check down, he's trying to force these hard throws over the middle into tight coverage or windows. When I mean, Bijan has an easy check down on it's like first and 10 or even 3rd and 4. Just dump it down to Bijan. Like Bijan's able to get these linebackers and corners. Like he's so shifty, he can just make 1 or 2 of them miss and get the first down. But Penix is forcing these hard throws.
Yeah, they should be using him like Jonathan Taylor's being used in Indianapolis.
Like he got 17 carries, but it's like I don't think it's terrible giving Algier 11 carries. I mean, at the end of the game, if you watch, Algier was the one making those explosive plays. At the end, he broke off for a pretty long run in overtime, or not in overtime, in the 4th quarter. And I mean, I don't mind giving him the ball at the goal line. I mean, he's the power back. It's like the same thing with Seattle when you're giving the ball to Charbonnet instead of Walker. He's the power back in that situation. It makes sense if you want to do him in that kind of short scenario.
I think their offense is just built around that. Like they don't want to overuse Bijan and risk injury.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I feel like it causes them to not utilize their talent correctly.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm still a Kyle Pitts believer. I think he can be one of the best in the league. Not utilized. Bijan is obviously in the upper echelon S tier of running backs, and he's not utilized.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's a very strange situation in Atlanta because if you look at their roster, like we've been talking about, I mean, up and down the board, you'd like to think they have a top 8 to 10 roster in the league on both sides of the ball.
Easily.
Like,
Easily.
they are uber talented, but they just like crumble. They
I
don't
think it's
they
a
don't know how to
coaching thing.
win games. I I mean, yes, to a certain point. Like, I think it's a coaching thing if you lose to the Panthers 30-0. I mean, that's
Or to the
100%
Dolphins 34-10.
Yes.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense to me how a team with all these weapons and all these defensive playmakers are just they're 3-6. They have one good win against the Bills,
They've lost
and
4
their
straight.
season's probably over.
Yeah. And it's like Michael Penix will put up like 300 yards. He'll have like a 90 QBR. And then the next week, he'll have a 40% completion percentage and a 25 QBR. Like he's also has the ability to be really good, and he's just not a lot of the time, which could be just a sophomore slump kind of thing. I don't know, but
I think if Penix was just more consistent, he could be one of the better quarterbacks from that class. I mean, he's got the arm. He throws, I think, one of the best deep balls in the league, but it's just a matter of him staying consistent and actually, um, you know, having that happen week in and week out.
Dude, I think the Falcons' issue that they've had over the years is they've never had a consistent kicker on their roster. Week 1, what was it? Younghoe Koo missed like a 40-yard field goal to tie the game against the Bucks. I mean, who knows what could have happened in that game? Patriots, they miss an extra point that would have tied the game at that point, essentially. Like, let's say they win both of those games. They're 5-4. They're in the race for the NFC South. Like, they've never had. They're just unlucky with the talent they have. But I don't know if that's like.
I don't think it's unlucky. I think it's just like
I don't know. It's just like but it's two different kickers. They released Younghoe Koo. Now they have. I don't even know who their kicker is right now.
Parker
Some guy,
Romo.
Parker Romo. He missed an extra.
yeah.
Missed an extra point against the Patriots game. Like that was crucial for that. Like.
Yeah.
That's I don't know. They have a decently easy kind of remaining schedule. Panthers, Saints, Jets, and then they have the Cardinals and Saints. Like those are 5 easy games that they can win, but like that'll give them to 5 more wins. But they still have to play the Seahawks, the Buccaneers, and the Rams still.
And I don't see them winning any of those.
I don't see them winning those 3 games.
So you got them at 8-9.
That's the 8-9. I mean, it's not a terrible season, but it's where they've been the past 4 to 5 seasons. I'm pretty sure. Like
they're still cursed for Michael Vick, bro.
Dude, Michael Vick did
legitimately
crazy damage against. Yeah, they won 8 games. They went 8-9 last season. What did they go through the season before?
Yeah,
I think they went 8-9 again.
They're just the middle of the road. I mean, they're 16th in passing yards. They're 15th in rushing yards. They're 16th in points against. Like, they're just statistically the most mid team in the league, to where like you have to play around them to not let them get a win on you.
Yeah.
But then if you do, you can just blow them out of the water, and they're not even an issue.
Crazy NBA comparison. They're like the Atlanta Hawks. They just go, go 500 every season, and they have
shout out to ATL.
Dude, ATL is just mid in every single way possible.
At least they got Travis Scott.
Well, yeah, that's probably the only good thing. Probably get on to the next game. I don't know if you guys watched this game, but
I saw
New
a
York
little
went
bit
into
of it.
Chicago. The Bears have a comeback against the Giants. Obviously, big storyline here is Brian Dable got fired yesterday, I'm pretty sure.
That's so bad. I don't care.
I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it to an extent.
Cooking with Jackson Dart.
If
Jackson Dart got injured
and Malik Neighbors are healthy, and like you said, Jackson Dart stays healthy and plays good, I mean, they're a good team.
Yeah, they have a great defense. Their problem is their defensive coordinator. That's what their issue is. It is not a Dable issue. It's a defensive coordinator issue. They have all the pieces around them to be a good team, and they've just been plagued with injuries. And you cannot tell me on paper they have the best front 7 in the NFL.
No, they do.
Like, I mean, them and the Broncos, like that's like the top 2 front 7s for me right now. And it's like,
I would say
you're not
the
getting pressure.
Do have on paper the best front 7,
and they're not producing. Abdul Carter has like 0.5 sacks on the season, but he gets so many pressures. It's like, I don't understand how you're not creating sacks with
They
all
need to be
that.
dialing up a lot of blitzes and utilizing all their people, like just having Thibodeau, Brian Burns, Abdul Carter just all going after the quarterback, having another like corner on the side going after him. I think they
I
get a
just
lot
don't
more sacks that way,
understand.
but they're just not. I don't know.
Don't understand. I don't understand why they fired him.
Dexter Lawrence.
I think they should have gave him one more year. Like
NFL
at
teams
least one more year.
always do that. I hate that. Whenever you give a team, like you give a coach a bad team, and then you're like, oh, they play bad. We're just gonna get rid of the coach. I'm like, that's not the problem,
Like
and it hasn't been a problem.
I understand like he's been, I think it was like record is like 20 and 40 and 1 in his 4 seasons in New York or something like that. But and they have blown a couple leads this game. Like and they're 2-8, like their season's over. Whatever.
But
It's
like
not his
last year,
fault.
like last year, Tommy DeVito was their quarterback. How are you supposed to win games when you have a third string quarterback
Yeah.
playing for you?
Your number
Like
one receiver's out.
Yeah,
Scat's out.
your Scat's out, and
like,
now
who are they gonna
Jackson
hire?
Dart's out with a concussion. Like,
Yeah.
who? Me personally, at this point, I would just bench Jackson Dart for the rest of the season, so he doesn't get injured. Like,
You still got to
yes
let him
and no.
develop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
but
if you
I
bench
don't know.
him,
I
it
just
messes with his mind.
Yeah, but I don't know. I would be afraid that he would go out there and he keeps putting himself at risk and then possibly have a worse injury going into next season.
As a coach, you'd never do that because of getting fired. But I mean, I get what you mean. Like you
Well,
you
they
don't
just
want him
fired
getting injured and
Dable,
stuff
so
like that.
they
Yeah.
have no coach to fire. Their intern or whatever.
Interim. Yeah, I don't even know who that would be.
Like-
Probably one of their coordinators.
Mike Tifka, I believe is his name. It's offensive coordinator.
Like, yes, I would love for Jackson Dart to keep playing so he can develop, but at the same time, he comes with too much injury risk, and if he can like learn how to slide, I think 100% keep playing him, but I don't think he's going to slide anytime soon.
Hashtag Dable got fired because he didn't teach Dart how to slide.
Hashtag Clint Kubiak, next Giants head coach.
That's oh my gosh, that's what I was just about to say. I think Clint Kubiak should be.
Clint Kubiak would dial up some disgusting things with Malik Neighbors and Jackson Dart and Scattaboo.
Yeah, Devin
Kubiak,
Singletary will probably
say...
score 30 touchdowns next year with Clint Kubiak as his coach.
Tyrone Tracy.
Well, they'll scat, bro. They don't need.
No, we don't use the RB1. He doesn't use the RB1.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Clint uses their RB2 and RB2. Yeah, it's RB2.
He's gonna
and
drive
RB3.
all the way down the field. They're gonna wait till they're about in the red zone, and then
like
Singletary,
get in, bro.
He might even put in Russ to just run a little QB sneak. I mean, get Jackson Dart out the game. Just hey Russ, if you die, you die.
Yeah, but Jackson Dart, he'll end up getting like 4,500 pass yards.
Yeah, real good.
But I mean, whatever. It's fine for the Giants, but good win for the Bears. They move on to 6-3.
Is it?
Let's see where they're at.
Is it a good win for the Bears? Let's be honest.
I think it's a good win. I think it's a good win for the Bears.
If
you watch the game,
clutch factor of Caleb Williams.
I think if you watch the game, there are so many points left off of the board of straight up drops from the Bears. Dude, I don't know if you guys seen the clips.
So how come Caleb Williams gets the drops excuse, but Bo Nix doesn't?
I'm not giving I'm not saying that Bo Nix doesn't get any of the drop. Bo Nix has a
couple
completely different issues.
Played amazing.
I'm not saying different issues.
Guys. I'm saying just in general.
Nobody
they're picking and choosing.
That was it the same thing last year. Everyone was picking and choosing stuff with Caleb Williams compared to Bo Nix last year, and now it's reversed this year. But there were two rolling out to the right side. Caleb Williams had complete perfect passes in the hands of DJ Moore and Zacchaeus, literally in the end zone, dropped. Like the same play basically twice, just straight up dropped. Like that's 14 points off of the board that they should have had. There's like a 4th and 4, and DeAndre Swift literally just drops a wide open pass. I don't know if that would have led it to any points, but there were at least 14 points left off the board because of straight up drops. Like this game shouldn't have even been close.
They need to give Luther Burden more reps. He's looked really good. And I think, like you said, if these players are dropping the ball, you just need to get other players in there to replace them.
Their offense is stacked. They have all the playmakers they need. Caleb Williams he's a good rushing quarterback in the league. Whenever he needs to use his legs, he does. I think he's a lot better at scrambling and getting away from pressure. They built up that offensive line. I think next year the Bears can be serious contenders in the NFC. I don't think that's crazy to say.
Unfortunately, they're just in probably one of, if not the hardest division in
Yeah.
the league.
I mean, they're in the
They're
playoffs right
gonna
now. They're the 6th seed right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're having a good year, and I think Caleb Williams is playing well. And I'm not trying to knock this win, but do we think that the Bears would have still won if Jackson Dart played the entire game?
I don't know.
No.
Probably not. We'll never know.
Yeah, we'll never know.
But
I
I
don't think
mean,
so.
I don't think that takes away
that's
from.
just the counterpoint that you
They could have played differently if
I
Jackson
just-
Dart was in the entire game. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's all up to speculation.
Yeah, but I think Jackson Dart would have had better like clock management. Like their offense would have been on the field longer for their defense to have more rest instead of going 3 and out every single time with Russell Wilson. I I think 3 and out is a huge killer to a defense on like the defense that the offense just went 3 and out on, because then
Agree.
they're constantly back on the field without a break, and that's hard on a defense.
Yeah. I mean, when you go, the Bears had a 9-play, 91-yard drive for a touchdown.
Yeah.
That's impressive by them. And then the Giants go 3 and out right again. And then the Bears go 4 plays, 53 yards and a touchdown. And it's like, I don't know. I understand that your defense is tired and all that situation, but like driving the 91 yards down the field for a touchdown in 2 minutes, like that's impressive from an offense by itself.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't know. This is my thing with Caleb Williams. I think he still has one of the highest ceilings in the NFL as a quarterback. I think he's able to be a top 5 guy in the league. Like I think he's up there with Drake May and like pure ceiling wise. He might have a better ceiling than Drake May ceiling wise. Just based off, I think that Caleb Williams is a better guy scrambling out of the pocket, getting out of the pocket and escaping that pressure. I think that's the one thing I have above Drake May and him. I think Drake May is better than in every other aspect except for his pocket presence and like managing a pocket and escaping it. I think if he can just be a little more accurate, I don't see any way how he couldn't be a top 5 quarterback in a couple years. Not soon, but in a couple years, I wouldn't be surprised if he's top 5.
But if accuracy is your biggest issue, I think that's a big problem as a quarterback.
I don't know if half of it's like, yes, accuracy is a big thing. And I will say that there have been a couple times where he's not been accurate. But I think he had like 6 drops in this game. Obviously, whatever, we can want to use the excuse of drops, but he's getting better and better compared to his rookie year. Like him now with Ben Johnson as offensive coordinator compared to last year, I think it's a completely like, it's like how Drake May has Josh McDaniels right now, and now Caleb Williams has Ben Johnson. Like they both have good offensive coordinators around them, and you're seeing the product that has on the quarterback and the effect it has on.
Yeah.
But the Bears right now,
as long as he's on the Bears,
yeah, he's first in the NFC North.
Yeah.
They're tied.
Yeah, they should be tied with the Lions, right? Or maybe they are.
No, they're tied for first, but the Lions have the divisional record above them, so the Lions are ahead.
First.
So the Lions are the 3 seed, Bears are the 6 seed. Right now in playoffs, Seahawks would play, or no mind. The Lions would play the Bears. Playoffs happen. I don't really see the Bears winning a playoff game this early on. Again, I think they'll be a good team next year, but
I mean, what seed are they? Because they're in the playoffs, right?
They're the 6th seed. They're the 6th seed right now. They play the Lions.
So what they'd be playing like either the Seahawks or the Rams first round of the playoffs.
They're playing the Lions the first round of the playoffs.
Or the Lions, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't see that going well for them.
But let's see. Probably biggest upset of the week. The Bills.
Probably.
Maybe. No, it is. It is. No, it's the biggest upset of the week. I don't see it. Yeah. The Bills got demolished by the Dolphins, 30-13. What are you guys taking away from this one?
The Bills are honestly just frauds. I mean, maybe not frauds. Maybe they'll make a push, but I mean, you just can't be doing that.
I feel like we discussed this. I don't know if it was in the unreleased one, but we talked about the Bills' defense a lot, and I felt like that's what killed them. But they also, Josh Allen did not look good. He had an interception and a fumble. he did not look like himself yesterday or 2 days ago. So I don't know.
I think it's just go ahead.
That defense just kills them. I feel like every
Yeah.
single time. Once they were down 16-0 before they didn't put up points until the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Like they didn't put up points. Their defense couldn't stop them.
Yeah. I think it's just because if if Josh Allen doesn't play well, the entire team doesn't play well.
Yeah.
And that happens every single game. If you can stop Josh Allen, make him flustered or anything like that, the entire team falters. And that's their biggest issue is because they don't have a good supporting cast. Like you said, they don't have a great defense. And other than James Cook, I mean, that's the only real superstar on that team. Maybe you could argue like Greg Rousseau is up there or something like that, but
They play to the level of the opponent, and it gets them in trouble because if they play down for 2 quarters, 3 quarters, whatever it may be, they can't recover. Like in this one, like Nathan was saying, it was 16-0 going into the 4th quarter, and I'm not saying that that's not comebackable for the Bills, and especially with their offense and, the players that they have in place. But, I mean, it's all a mental game. If you've just been getting beaten to a pulp for 3 quarters by a team that is definitely worse than you, I mean, it's gonna take a mental toll, not only on the team, but also if your quarterback's got his head down and in the dumps, then that's also gonna affect them as well, and, I mean, you've seen the pictures, Josh Allen's just over there on the sideline pouting, just kinda staring into blank space. I don't know if, like, maybe him and Haley had a little argument the night before or something
It has
because
to be.
they
It
were
has
in
to be.
Miami, and he maybe went out to the
yeah.
casino and got a little I don't know what happened with him, but he needs to figure it out because when Josh Allen is playing at Josh Allen's level, I don't think there's a quarterback in the league that's better than him, maybe playoff Patrick Mahomes. But at the same time, when he's not playing up to his standard and up to his level, he just looks like rookie Josh Allen again, and that's a scary quarterback to have leading your team with Super
Yeah.
Bowl hopes.
Bro, he still had 300 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, but it's just it's garbage time touchdowns.
That's
You know what I
fair.
mean?
That's
Like
fair.
it's the same thing that I said with like the Broncos is like you start to play really well when it,
Matters.
matters the least.
Yeah.
And it's just like you said, like he becomes kind of whiny and upset when he starts losing, and I don't think that's the mentality that you should have. I think it should be like I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna win, and I don't think that they have that. I think it just kind of gets like, meh, this sucks, man. Maybe next week.
They had
And
5 3 and out. Yeah,
yeah,
like on Sunday. Like that's I don't know if that's normal for the Bills. I don't really watch Bills games if I'm going to be completely honest. I watch the Bills Chiefs, but like I don't think that's normal for an offense that has that kind of firepower beneath them. They have a top 5 running back. They have a top 2 quarterback. Maybe if people want to call him the best quarterback in the league, like you should not be going 3 and out 5 times in a game against Dolphins who have consistently led up almost 30 points to like every single team that they've played against.
they love to give up on the run game very quickly as
And
well.
that
I mean, they only
and
give James Cook like 13 carries, which is just
yeah,
unreal considering his breakout year that he's had.
yeah.
But
On the other side for the Dolphins, I know they're 3-7. They have so many winnable games coming up. It's scary. Like, I don't obviously they're not gonna make a push in the playoffs, but like if they had Tyreek Hill back, and if they let's say they won a couple like more of the games previously, like let's say they didn't lose to the Panthers by 3 points. Let's say they didn't lose to the Patriots by 6 points week 2. They have the Commanders, Saints, Jets, Steelers, Bengals is their next 5-game stretch. 6-game stretch. Like if they win all 6 of their next games, which I feel like it's definitely like I don't say it's doable, but like
I think they'll probably win like 3.
let's say if they win all 6, they're 9-7 at that point. It's like
Feel
I
bad
don't know.
because like Devon Achan is just like that picture of like the Bugatti in like the low income housing area garage. That's what it feels like.
Yeah. It's like they
'Cause,
have
I
all
mean,
these winnable games, and it's like they're still gonna be mid. They're not gonna compete for a high
McDaniel's
draft
finally
pick.
setting a culture, that's all it is. He's finally figured out. He's like, "Oh, I gotta make sure my team knows what I expect of them, and so they actually play hard for me. Just took him a little while to figure it out. So
He needs to work
he's
on him more.
hashtag officially off the hot seat.
Oh, 100%. You beat the Bills and you're off the hot seat, bro. Let's be honest. But
Yeah.
any other thoughts from that game?
I
Not
don't really
really.
see that as like the Dolphins coming back and being this great
No.
team. I think
No,
it
I
was
don't either.
more
I was
the
just
Bills playing bad.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I always say this, that it's like the worst team in the NFL can beat the best team in the NFL any given Sunday.
I agree.
But I think it was more of a testament to the Bills' inability to take care of business during the week, and the Dolphins just like needing to win. I think it's a good morale boost for them.
Yeah.
So I think that they'll probably win a few more games than people expected from them going from last week, but I don't think
Yeah.
anything's changed. I think as long as you have Tua on the roster starting, you're not going anywhere.
Literally first drive of the game through an interception. So
Yeah.
like nothing's changed for. But next game, I didn't watch much of this game either. Ravens at Vikings. Ravens come out with the win here, 27-19. Wasn't really a good performance, I would say, by the Ravens. They definitely could have played a lot better, but still a good win against a good defense in the.
Yeah, but my boy Nine
My
playing out of his mind.
boy 9 had 2 interceptions.
9 just comes
interceptions.
out less than 50% completion percent.
20 and
Less than
42.
20, less than 50% completion percentage.
2 of like the worst interceptions that I've seen. Like, dude, those 2 interceptions he had, they weren't even close.
That wasn't JJ though. That was 9.
That was
That's
9.
nine.
No. That wasn't 9. That was JJ, bro.
Oh,
JJ.
you're right.
It wasn't
He's
9.
got to let
9 was
9 loose.
9
Shout
was
out
not good.
Jalen Naylor though for the Vikings, 5 catches, 124 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah. Shout out.
Taking away some of the Justin Jefferson spotlight, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. And
But I mean,
9 was throwing him the ball, and JJ was throwing J-Jets the ball.
Yeah.
So that's just
Yeah.
kind of what it comes
Have
down
you
to.
guys
JJ's was throwing the defense the ball.
Have you guys seen like all the Vikings fans on Twitter hate Jefferson? I don't know if you guys have seen that
Why?
on Twitter because there's on the interception that JJ had. Yeah,
Oh,
McCarthy
because he
had.
was giving
He
poor
gave up.
effort.
Yeah, he gave
Yeah.
poor effort, and now people are like, well, Jefferson isn't helping out JJ McCarthy at all. It's like Jefferson had 12 targets and he got 4 of them. Like, there's no way that Jefferson, a top 3 receiver in the league, is just dropping 8 balls or not like making an effort to catch 8 catches. Because Addison had 3 catches on 11 targets. That just doesn't happen if unless your quarterback is inaccurate.
I think the Vikings just have like Vikings fans. I feel like have a lot of belief in JJ McCarthy that I don't think they should be really having, considering his performance.
Yeah.
With the supporting
Should have
cast he
kept
has around
him,
him, he should be
Darnold.
doing a lot better. Yeah.
Should have kept or Daniel Jones, bro. One of the 2.
Maybe. I
Well,
mean, I think Shane Steichen's good for
That's
Daniel
fair.
Jones. I'm a big
Yeah.
Kevin O'Connell guy, but I think Daniel Jones is where he's supposed to be.
I mean, if you're the Vikings though, you're not just gonna sit your first round pick quarterback before he's even played a single snap.
Well,
You
yeah,
know?
you can't do that because then, his mental
But you're not gonna
aspect
pay
is
Sam
completely
Darnold.
shot.
But you're not gonna pay Sam Darnold all this money and then still try to just as a back like
I mean,
somebody else is gonna
yeah.
outbid for Sam Darnold at that point. I don't know. They were just in a hard situation, realistically.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but I mean, it wasn't that good of a win for the Ravens either, considering how many turnovers the Vikings had. I think they should have beat them by multiple scores. Lamar, I mean, he didn't play bad, but I mean, up to Lamar's standards, I don't think he played that well.
He had a 42.9 PBR.
Yeah.
He's still coming back from injury a little bit too, and I do
Yeah.
think that, Brian Flores and the Vikings defense isn't necessarily like something to just brush aside. Like they're a really solid defense who, they get after you.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as they're healthy.
And their defense is getting healthier and healthier, and they're playing more. And
Derrick Henry's also just been inconsistent, I feel like.
he's still 75 yards isn't crazy for Derrick Henry. I mean,
but on 20 carries, I feel like
yeah, fair.
He should be getting over 100. But maybe that's just, expecting a lot out of him. But
I
yeah,
don't know.
I didn't really. Good.
They also gave Justice Hill the 1 yard touchdown, which I
That's
thought was
crazy to me.
interesting. Which was, I think, is very interesting because like Derrick Henry's like 220, 6'6", 220. I feel like I'm giving him the ball every single day of the week at the 1 yard line.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what they're trying to do though. Maybe they're trying to be like, yo, bro, Derrick Henry's not in, bro. This is definitely a pass play at the 1 yard line. We're gonna pull a Seahawks here. And then they end up running the ball.
Yeah.
I
Could
don't
be
know.
none of us.
Who knows? I didn't really watch much of that game. I had it in like the quad box up top left, but I didn't really do it. Like compared
a
to
lot
the
of
other
penalties
games.
also for the Vikings as well. I mean, like over 100 yards worth of penalty yards. Can't be doing that.
I don't know if you guys
another game that we all probably did not necessarily partake in. Cleveland Browns and the New York Jets.
Dude, I watched that game. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Who
Unironically,
knew that
watched
if
that
you
game.
didn't give Justin Fields the ball, you'd play really well?
Yeah, who knew if you just give Brees Hall carries, he would actually produce numbers.
Your special teams put up the same amount of points that you guys do. Like,
that's
more
insane,
points.
bro.
If
I've got
in two plays, by the way, literally back to back. Go ahead.
The Justin Fields touchdown, the 42-yard screen pass to Brees Hall. If he didn't get that, he would have had 10 total yards.
I don't understand how Justin Fields is still starting. I think you'd have a much higher ceiling with Tyrod Taylor. Like, I understand he's old and everything, but
yeah, I mean, what do you even say in that locker room after the trade deadline? Hey guys, we suck, and you guys suck. You know, we traded away our best players, and you know, you guys just got to go out there and do whatever.
Yeah.
But we're just gonna focus on our first round picks. I mean, the fact that they won this game, I fully expected them to lose by like 30.
Dude, I bet money on the Browns to win the game, and of course, I jinxed them, bro. It's because I bet money
I
on
took
them.
Jets money line. I took Jets money line.
Did you
That was the
actually?
easiest. Yes.
Why?
This is the Aaron Glenn turnaround. This is
But you lose Sauce and you lose Quinnen Williams, and you're just like, yeah, bro, I'm gonna bet on the Jets against the Browns.
I do not have any faith in Dylan Gabriel, and why should I?
I don't.
He had 2 touchdowns, bro.
I think there's at least 50 quarterbacks better than Dylan Gabriel.
I wouldn't say that, but
I would.
There's a lot of players that are better than Dylan Gabriel's quarterback.
50 quarterbacks better than Dylan Gabriel.
I think it just is it took the Jets too long to kind of figure out what their identity should be, but I do think they figured it out. Their defense is not that bad, and they have Brees Hall, who's a top 5 to 7 running back in the league. They have Justin Fields, who's a running quarterback. They just need to rely heavily on the run game, chew the clock, keep it low score, don't let the other team get too far ahead of you, and you can win games that way. And I think that's what Aaron Glenn is figuring out. And the Jets' schedule is still, I mean, it's pretty brutal coming up. They've probably only got 2 more winnable games on their schedule. But I don't think that they're as far away as some people want to think.
No. I think that if Aaron Glenn keeps his job, he probably has one of the best situations of rebuild wise. Like, I think that the GM spot or the head coaching spot of the Jets has to be like a dream job for a team.
I think so too. Just because of how many picks they.
Yeah.
Like
obviously, they could easily have a Lions turnaround type thing.
Like, obviously, yes, it sucks that you lose Sauce. Then again, Sauce is like, he's getting up there in age. I know they just paid them. That sucks. But like, corners in the league don't last very long, realistically, before they either get hurt or they just kind of slowly decline. Like Jair Alexander was playing at like top 5 corner level 2 years ago, and then look at him now. He's washed. He's a scrub. And it's like getting all these draft picks and capital. Like, if the Jets should not fire Aaron Glenn for the next 2 years, let him at least rebuild. Even if they're bad next year, you have so many picks in 2027. Let him rebuild. Give Aaron Glenn kind of the culture around the Jets, and just kind of work that out. Work with that. That's what they should do. And I think, yeah, like you said, like they could have a Lions-esque turnaround with all the picks that they have. They just need to nail a couple of them. I don't know if that means that they're going to draft a quarterback in this year's draft class. I don't know if they should. I don't think they should. I think they should wait, kind of build around the quarterback, and then go for one. But that's just my take.
I think they have enough offensive talent to where they could bring in a good quarterback and see success. I mean, I think Garrett Wilson is the superstar. I think Brees Hall is a superstar.
Sure.
You know, you get.
They need one more piece on the offense, I think.
Yeah, like a tight end. I would say like a good tight end.
Or just another offensive
beneficial. Yeah.
Something. But on the Brown side, I don't know. I don't really know what you guys take away from this. I mean, Judy had a breakout game on my bench this week, so that's lovely for me. Kevin Stefanski got taken away the offensive play calling duties. Gave it to who did they give it to?
Reese.
Yeah, they gave it to him. And I mean, they scored 20 points, which I mean, it's not bad. But then again, you're facing the Jets, and 20 points wasn't enough to win the game.
Yeah.
So I think this is
but I
more
also
on.
don't
Oh, go
think
ahead.
the Jets win that game. Sorry, I also
No,
don't think the
fine.
Jets win that game if the kick return touchdown or the punt return touchdown, which was more of a special teams thing on the Browns half.
Yeah.
So like, I think 100% the Browns win this game if like those two things didn't happen.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it just shows still that Dylan Gabriel. It's why he fell to the 5th round is what they took him in. That's why, like,
4th
round. I thought it was 3rd.
I thought it was
for sure
lower.
3rd.
He was picked somewhere.
Here we go. He was taken before the draft ended.
Yeah.
3rd round, 94th pick.
Oh,
I mean, that's why he wasn't a.
All knowers.
Okay, bro.
And here's the thing: is like people are saying like, oh, you should just start Shador, and I'm like,
They should.
Shador's a 5th round pick.
Shador is better than
Probably
Dylan
worse
Gabriel.
How do we know? How do we know?
If you looked in college, if you watched in college, at least in college, you saw that Shador had better moments, and in preseason, if you even watched in preseason, all right, Jackson's got to go pee. Even in preseason, you saw that like Shador had moments better than Dylan Gabriel. Now, obviously, his thing was he had he took too many sacks. Like that's his one big issue is that he cannot manage the pocket very well at all. And he gets sacked so much. But it's like, so does Gabriel. Gabriel got sacked 6 times against the Jets. I just think they need to give Shador a chance. They have a slightly higher ceiling. I'm not saying Shador is gonna. I don't think Shador is gonna magically make the team better, but I think it's better a higher ceiling than Gabriel.
Shador also had the 2 seasons he was in Colorado had losing records.
Yeah, he was.
But their defense is garbage.
I don't know. I don't see Shador as a good startable quarterback either. I think both options are terrible options, if I'm going to be completely honest.
Oh, I agree.
Like, I think they need to trade for,
they should have.
Kyler Murray.
I think they should have traded Shador at the deadline.
No one wants it. Like no one wants Shador. They wouldn't have gotten anything back.
Pick. Yeah,
they wouldn't have gotten.
True, but I also don't think Shador is going to start in the NFL. If he's not starting on the Browns, he's not going to start on any team. And the fact that he fell to the wrist, that's true. But I'm just saying, like, I don't see. Clearly, there's something wrong with him if was a supposed 1st round pick and drops all the way to the 5th round.
I mean, I agree.
There's just so much hype around him because, Colorado, his last name's Sanders, yada, yada, yada. But, I mean, he was drafted in that round for a reason. And, I mean, like, I think that they should just try at this point, considering how bad they are. But I don't think it's going to be a much better outcome. I don't think he's going to go out there and start slinging the ball, anything crazy. But at this point, I mean, you just do whatever you want. You're like 2-8. You're not going to the playoffs. You're not going to be good.
Just do something. You have to do something. But
this game, I mean, it's just I think it has implications on the draft, and that's about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just kind of garbage time game. Better than primetime games these days.
Oh my gosh, these primetime games have been terrible, bro.
But I think, I mean, one game that I think was really good or really interesting at least was the Texans-Jaguars game.
I try to watch that.
Led comeback. Just insane. That's
really big for the Texans, just for them in general. I mean, now they're 4-5. They have some easy games left on the schedule, but I mean, they're still a comparable team to win some games. I could see them beating the Colts at some point. They faced the Colts twice. I think they could easily split that. Mm-hmm. They have the Titans. They still play the Titans, Cardinals, Raiders in the season. Like, there's a chance for them to make a sneaky. They're not going to win the AFC South. I think the Colts have just already pushed past that. maybe they could get a wild card spot. If they go 9-8, they'd have to win some really good games. Like they'd have to beat the Chiefs. They'd have to beat the Chargers for that.
Yeah,
but
I mean, they'll go against the Titans. They'll beat the Titans. Bills. Who knows?
Yeah.
Colts. I mean, yeah, I think they'll split with the Colts. I think they'll win one, personally.
Yeah.
And
I don't
then
really
Cardinals, Raiders. I mean, they'll win. So I don't know, maybe 8-9, 9-8,
another midseason.
maybe 10-7 if they go on a run.
Next year should be the year for them. Fully healthy, Stroud back,
O-line,
Tank Dell back.
something.
If they invest in the O-line, if they don't invest in the O-line,
Yeah.
nothing's gonna matter.
They're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, their defense is top 3. I mean, I think they're up there with the Broncos as the best defense in the league, in my opinion.
3.
I didn't really take much from this game.
Maybe 2, actually.
I mean, Trevor Lawrence is still playing like pretty bad. He's playing pretty badly, but
The Jags are just, I mean, we've talked about it before. They're just such an they're just mid. I mean, that's really they're like the worst version of the Falcons.
Yeah.
They shouldn't lose games that they do. I mean, they were up 29-10 going into the fourth quarter. 29-10. Playing Davis Mills.
Scored 26 points in the fourth quarter to win that game for the Texans.
Yep.
They're such a weird team. I do actually think Liam Cohen is he's a decent head coach. I think he's a decent play caller as well. I think it's definitely going to take him until year 2 or 3 to fully get the most out of his team. The problem with the Jags is they're going to have a decision to make about Trevor Lawrence because
discussion every single year.
I know, but they have to actually like make one and like, hey, if Trevor Lawrence is your guy, then every single week you're like coming out and you're like, yep, Trevor played great. It was the play calling, or yep, Trevor played fine. Our weapons, we need to get better weapons around him. We need to get a better offensive line. Now, if you don't believe that, then it's time to move on. It's time to get somebody in the draft or go sign a veteran, have a year or 2 that's a little bit down compared to their standard. Get some draft picks, kind of stock up a little bit, and then go full throttle into kind of like a rebuild / a winning rebuild.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a Trevor Lawrence issue. Let me bring up a point. They have the most drop passes this season. They also had the most drop passes last season. They had the most drop passes the season before. And I feel like at some point that it can't just be a receiver thing. That has to be a quarterback thing.
Yes, but also no, because they don't count drops unless it hits the receiver in the hands. You know what I'm saying?
They
Like
have 31 drop passes. That's 7 more than second place, which is the Broncos.
I think you said it. You said it. It's people saying it's a QB problem rather than a wide receiver problem. I think you can't just keep blaming the wide receivers and not blame the QB.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I've been a Lawrence supporter. I do like Lawrence as a quarterback. I know, like, obviously he's had his struggles and he's had some playoff, whatever. I just don't know how much with him. Maybe they give him one more year. I mean, Hunter's out for the rest of the season, so that sucks for him. I mean, now you have to rely on inconsistent Brian Thomas Jr., who was out last game, and now your wide receiver 1 is Jacoby Myers. I don't know.
He's going to stay the quarterback because they have a winning season right now.
Yeah.
But I don't think that they should. I don't think that Trevor Lawrence is as good as people like to say that he is or give him the benefit of the doubt because he's had the time to show that he can be good and he just hasn't.
Yeah. Let's move on to probably one of our co-hosts' favorite games of the week. The New England Patriots beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 28-3 in Tampa Bay.
Yes.
If Cody wants to go on this, he can ramble on in this game. I'll let him do so. But
all right. Everybody kind of assumed that I think the Buccaneers were going to win. I think a lot of people were thinking that this was a big game for the Buccaneers because they were kind of slowing down. They were cooling off. They started out as a super hot team. They were like, this is a must-win game for them. So us going out and beating them, I think, was a huge statement for us. But I think also it was very interesting because we played very differently or not very differently. There was just a lot of different moving parts. I think this was a big game for our rookies. Trayvon Henderson, who knew? You give him the ball and he plays well.
No
Holy
one did.
shit. No one. Absolutely no one.
Not Vrabel. Vrabel hates him, bro.
Not Vrabel, not Josh McDaniels. Dear Lord. But I mean, you go up against a really strong front four in the run game, and he just blasts off twice. But I think also one player that people haven't really been talking about that I think was a big reason. He was the reason, other than Travion Henderson, that he got that 70-yard touchdown at the end. But our free agency pickup, Kyrie Tonga, our like
The tackle,
320
the D
pound D
tackle.
tackle
Yeah.
that we put in at fullback. We started doing that last week. I think that's, if we use him correctly, I see that as another like push type thing where like you just slam him right in the middle. He tripped like three guys and allowed Travion to get out on the edge. I mean that was crazy. I think that we need to keep utilizing him going forward. Um, and then Kyle Williams, obviously,
My goat, bro.
huge catch for bro.
My
I
goat out of
mean,
Wazoo.
I think I saw a thing that was the fastest touchdown from a rookie this season and like seventh overall. Like he put on the burners. No one could catch him. And
Shout out.
granted, the safeties are slow as hell on that team. But huge for them. Matt Collins looked great. Drake May looked great per usual. He had
Drake May.
his weekly deep ball where you're like, holy shit, 53 yards. He had
The one to
one
Matt
bad
Collins.
interception. Yeah.
Yeah.
He had another play. It was only a first down, but they sent a stunt where they had two D tackles coming in, and then they sent Vita Vea around the side. And if you watch Drake May, he just gets past, causes him to get tripped up. He has two linebackers on him. He's still looking downfield, and he gets the first down. Like veteran stuff that you can't see. I know you said that you think Jonathan Taylor's the MVP, and I see that. But I think whenever you watch those plays and you watch those big things that he's able to do, I think that Drake May is clearing away the MVP if he keeps playing like this. He had one bad interception, I will say, in the red zone. He should have just thrown it out and gone with the um, field goal. I think that was his one falter this game. But yeah, overall, great plays. I think honestly, if we do make a playoff push this year, this is probably the best offseason the Patriots have ever had. I mean, every single player that we picked up in free agency has just been amazing. Matt Collins, Kyrie Tonga, Milton Williams, Harold Landry, Carlton Davis, Morgan Moses, Robert Spillane, Austin Hooper, all of those players have made plays this entire season. We're completely revamped. Like people were talking about how we lost to the Raiders week one. I think a big reason of that was because we pretty much had an all new team that had never played with each other. But now we're firing on all cylinders. I think in terms of the AFC, we're the one team that nobody wants to play, and I think this was the game that showed it. And people can say that Bucky wasn't in, Chris Godwin wasn't in, but I mean overall our defense played phenomenally. Drake May played phenomenally, and even with Kayshon Boutte out and Ramondre Stevenson out, we still played out of our minds. And I think it just opens up a lot more opportunities on our offense going forward that people aren't really going to be able to know how to game plan around us.
Yeah. Do you guys think for Nathan and Jackson? I already know Cody's answer to this. Do you guys think that Patriots are serious contenders in the AFC?
I would say so. I think their combination of Vrabel, McDaniels, Drake May's offseason development, and then like what Cody was saying, they really their offseason was really well constructed. They went out and got guys that specifically fit a need on their team. That whether it was Vrabel, McDaniels, whoever it may have been on the coaching staff, hey, we want these guys. We want to go get them. This is how we're going to use them. And I think that's really, I mean, it's just one of the better coaching slash player off seasons that we've kind of seen in a while in the NFL. And I would consider the Patriots contenders. I think their defense is top five. And then also their offense is playing at an elite level as well. I think this is kind of their signature win that they needed to kind of quiet down some of the people who were still a little hush hush on them, such as myself. And I think that if they continue to play this way, throughout the rest of the year that I think they could be AFC Championship contenders, possible Super Bowl contenders, depending on their draw in the playoffs. The one thing I do want to say, I do like Drake May as a MVP candidate, and I would probably have him as the leader, but I don't want to necessarily agree that he's the clear-cut favorite. They won't give it to Jonathan Taylor, but I know we all do like Jonathan Taylor as an MVP candidate. And also, we'll talk about him later, but Matthew Stafford is playing at an unbelievable level right now for his age, and I think he also just has to be in contention. So if I had to go with my MVP voting, I'd probably have May and Stafford 1A, 1B. I'd probably give the slight edge to May based on how the Patriots were last year versus how the Rams were last year. But I think it's closer than what a lot of people have been talking about.
That's fair. I wanna give it before I wanna let Nathan talk about the Patriots, what he thinks, but I would say a shout out. I've been a defender of him all year long, a little career long. But I'll talk about him later. But I think Justin Herbert should also be a dark horse MVP candidate for what he's doing with the
Get out
Chargers.
of here with that.
I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. I'll talk
That's-
about it later. But Nathan can get into the Patriots. What do you think?
My strongest takeaway, I don't know. I felt like the biggest part of the turning point was when the Patriots scored right before halftime and then coming right out of halftime and scoring again on that first drive. I think that's what really won them the game because like Baker, it was really hard to stop Baker. If you really watched that game, Baker
He
threw
played
3
well.
touchdowns. And I think it was just hard because it was 7-7 and then all of a sudden it's 21-7. You're down 2 touchdowns at the start of the third quarter. Even though like when I was watching the game, the announcers were talking about how the last offensive snap Baker had, it was still 7-7, and now he comes in after halftime and his first snap he's down 2 touchdowns. I think that's really what won the Patriots the game was that clock management at the end of the half to score that touchdown and then go into or after halftime coming out and scoring another touchdown. So
yeah, I think because like you said, like Baker didn't play bad. The Buccaneers didn't play bad at all, and I'm honestly glad that they didn't play bad because I think that they played better than their last couple weeks when people were kind of saying they're faltering. But I think it's also just because like the Patriots just go into every week purely to win that game, and like we said, like is an issue with the Bills, maybe the Broncos, and some other teams of just like playing down or underestimating their competition. Mike Vrabel and the Patriots don't do that ever. They treat every game as if they could lose, and they play like they could win. And I think that's one of the reasons why we've been going on the streak that we've been going. And like they've been saying the same thing with the Jets. Like everybody's going to say that the Jets is an easy win. We shouldn't even worry about it. But then the people say that about the Bills and they lose. But yeah, I mean, I like you said about Matthew Stafford. I do agree that he played out of his mind. I mean, he put up a clinic. We'll talk about that later whenever we get to that game. But I think he also just has an established system that he's had with Puka and with Devontae and with Kyron. He has this great supporting cast around him. He's a good O-line. It's a lot more of a good play all around from the entire team that I think from an MVP standpoint, Drake May has brought the Patriots to an upper echelon level that I don't think Matthew Stafford has. But he has played great. I will say he's the second. But yeah,
That's fair. That's fair. I think we can kind of breeze through the next couple games just for a time's sake. Saints beat the Panthers in Carolina. That's a good win for them. Tyler Shuck looked really good. I don't know if you guys watched that.
He might be the
he needs
future.
to keep playing. Yeah,
I mean, he's good, bro. He put up 282 yards and 2 touchdowns. Chris Olave had over 100 yards.
his pocket presence was really good
bro.
from what I watched.
I mean,
I
it
would
also
hope he's
shows
only
that
26, right?
fair. He's been in
Is he
college for like
actually
5 years.
26?
yes,
I think so.
He's 26.
yeah, he is.
He turned 26. He's born in 1999, bro. I think this
Holy
also
young.
shows that Bryce Young is not the guy in Carolina. I think we've known this for a while, but I think this game shows like, bro, he played terribly, and he's been playing bad all season. All he's had to do is just hand the ball to Rico Dowdle, and that's what wins them games.
Yeah. Rico
didn't
Dowdle
really.
doesn't put up 200 yards and they lose.
Yeah, they put up 7 points against a bad Saints. So that's what I take away from that game. We can talk about, I guess, Seattle at Arizona. I mean, dude, come on. Seattle's got to be at least the top 3 team in the league. I know Cody and I were talking about this in just like our regular group chat about the top teams in the league, but I think, and I made a video on it. Seattle's probably one of the most complete teams in the league from top to bottom. They have the top 10 quarterback. They have running back duo. I would say they have a top 10 running back duo. They just don't use Walker. So sorry, guys, but sorry, fantasy owners of Walker. They have
It's
a top 3
fine.
receiver
Thanks
in
for the
JSN.
apology.
Yeah, of course, bro. Arguably could be the best receiver in the league right now, Jason. He's the only receiver right now over 100 yards or 1,000 yards on the season. He has like over 150 more than Jamar Chase. He's probably I think he's one of the most efficient receivers in the league down the field. And then our defense with Mike McDonald is top 5. I mean, I think overall, completely wise, we have the deepest team in the league, and I think it shows. I mean, we beat the Cardinals 44-22. We've had 3 of the 4 highest first half scores in the league. We put up 38 points twice in the first half. Granted, it's against the Cardinals and the Saints, but still 38 points and a half is incredible.
In
And I
terms
think,
of watchability, you guys are one of the more fun teams to watch in the NFL.
I think that's a big testament to Clint Kubiak as well.
Oh, 100%. Clint Kubiak is gone after this season. Like, if there's a season that Seattle needs to win the Super Bowl, it needs to be this season because teams are already on watch for Clint Kubiak being their next head coach. And I don't know. We can't have another Ryan Grubb incident. Can't have another just complete terrible offensive coordinator ruining this star offense.
I don't think it's far off to say that you guys are Super Bowl contenders, though. I
Mm-mm.
really don't think there's any team in the NFC that is that far ahead of one another. I think the Eagles, from a roster standpoint, are still really solid. I
Yeah, I
think
would
the
say,
Rams, from the
yeah.
standpoint of how they're playing currently, are really solid. But in terms of like who's going to come out of the NFC, I don't see why it couldn't be the Seahawks.
I think there's only 3 teams right now out of the NFC that it can realistically, after Monday night, we watched the Packers Eagles, that can realistically make it out of the NFC, and I think it's the Seahawks, the Eagles, the Rams, and I'll give a shout out to the Lions. I just think that they could be a little inconsistent. We've seen their faults a little bit so far this season if you get Jared Goff under some pressure. But those are my 3 to 4 teams that I can easily see it out of there. And I think that this week, when the Seahawks play the Rams on Sunday, that's probably the biggest game of the year for Seattle, at least. It'd be
It
the
could be
first.
the NFC Championship.
Yeah, exactly. It's the first. It'll decide who's leading the division. For that week, it's the first time the Seahawks play the Rams this season. I wish it was flexed into a primetime game, but whatever. That's fine.
It's pretty crazy that Broncos, Chiefs, and Seahawks, Rams are both in the afternoon slot.
That's
They
a
did the same
crazy
with Bills
afternoon.
Chiefs as well.
Yeah, but I mean,
Crazy.
I do respect them having what is it? It's Eagles Lions on Sunday Night Football.
I mean, yeah,
That's
that's a good
respectable.
game.
But you have Dallas and Raiders on Sunday, and you have
Monday.
Monday. Jets Patriots on Thursday, which is fine. I guess
Wait,
I
you don't
understand
think
you
Jets
can't.
Patriots is going to be a big
Yeah,
game?
the Jets are crushing you guys 38-10. So
Jets
you're right.
minus 7.5, smash the line.
Dude, the
Plus
Patriots
Jets
are
money
minus
line.
12 and
It's a
Jets
trap
are
game.
Patriots minus 12.5 right now. I might just have to take the Jets 12.5. Holy free money. If anybody
Is that
wants a
what it
free
is?
100
The spread 12.5.
minus 12.5.
Jets money line.
Take that.
I think
Trap game.
the only thing with Seattle is their turnovers, and you saw that in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the score didn't really. They only scored 15 points in the second half, but it's our defense that stepped up incredibly. We had multiple stops in the red zone. We had 2 back-to-back turnovers. We had an interception on the first play of one of our drives, and the Cardinals scored a touchdown. And 3 plays later, we had another turnover, and that kind of, if you're a Seahawks fan, who knows if you lose that game? But obviously, I don't think you do if you're in that situation. But I think it more says of like how dominant the Seahawks team can be. Yes, we have beat up on the bad teams, like we beat up on the Commanders, beat up on the Cardinals, but we do have some decent wins, like against the Steelers. I don't think the Steelers are a terrible team. I think they're above average. I think the Jags are an above average team, or about average. And we put up 27 points against the second best defense in the league, in my opinion, the Texans. I think we definitely have the solid wins behind us.
Yeah.
And next week against the Rams is going to be our big test. I would say.
Yeah, it's your toughest game. It'll either be an absolute slugfest or it'll
Yeah.
be like 15-15.
It's gonna be like the
Like that.
prime Rams Chiefs game when Goff
Yeah.
and Mahomes were going back
I
and
don't know,
forth.
because both of our
Oh,
defenses are top 10, bro. Both of our
That's what I'm
defenses
Something
are
has to
top 10.
give.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna give. Is it gonna be Mike McDonald in the defense? Is it gonna be Sam Darnold? If I'm gonna be
Is it
completely
gonna be
honest,
George Halani
I think
and
it's gonna
Zach
be the
Charbonnet?
exact same thing with Sam. It could be another repeat of Sam Darnold last season in the playoffs with the Vikings. Had like 8 sacks in that game. It could be something like that. I don't know. The Rams defense creates a lot of pressure. Seattle's one of the gives up the least amount of sacks so far in the season, so that's pretty impressive. But yeah, it'll be a good game. I didn't also really watch much of the Rams, Niners, or the Lions, Commanders because I was locked in on the Seattle game. I don't know if any of you guys watched those games.
I
Both
watched a
blowouts.
bit of
So
both. The Rams were just. I think the Rams were playing pretty angrily.
yeah,
I think they were
They
upset at their loss on Thursday
yeah.
night.
Which I mean, that's fine. They were just scoring without any defense. I mean, they were just doing what they wanted. It was a big win for them. I think it showed that they were definitely one of the best teams in the NFC.
yeah.
Like I said, Matthew Stafford put up a clinic. He's definitely the number 2 in MVP. That offense is just unstoppable at times, and that's what you see then. Like I said, I think a lot of it was, like you said, anger from the last game. I don't see them doing that against every team. I think that was kind of a specialty thing, but still a great win for them. And then, I mean, I don't know if you guys have anything more to say about that.
No, it's
I
just
mean,
the Rams are just they have a great defense.
I didn't get to
And
watch much of this game either, and obviously just box score watching. But Mac Jones, 33 for 39, 319 yards and 3 touchdowns.
he's good, bro.
They're gonna start Brock Purdy, and I don't think that they should.
It's because they paid him
They
money,
need to
bro.
stick with the
They
hot
paid him
hand.
money. They
They
have to
paid him
start
money.
him.
Here's the thing. The Patriots, they played Drew Bledsoe money, and they put in Tom Brady, and we see how that went. Now, am I
I
calling
don't
Mac
Mac
think,
Jones
yeah, I
Jones,
was
above
about to
Tom
say.
Brady?
Brady.
No. But I'm saying that if you play the player who's playing the best, regardless of
Yeah.
money, I think that looking at it from a financial standpoint is unwise. Whenever you have Mac Jones putting up those fantastic numbers, even with a depleted offense like that, you have to keep him in. I mean, Mac Jones, the first season on the Patriots played really well. He was the Pro Bowl guy. I mean, whether it was a
Oh,
That's a
kinda.
iffy. It was
reasonable
not
Pro
a
Bowl, but he
Pro
was.
Bowls don't even count anymore, bro. Let's
Kind
be
of
honest.
make a wish, but yeah, he was there.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I think it'll be they'll put Brock Purdy back in. I don't think he's going to put up the same amount of numbers as Mac Jones. I think you keep Mac Jones, but I don't know. The Niners have just been thwarted with injury the entire year. It's kind of unfortunate, but yeah, they got their Super Bowl. When was
Good
that?
for-
A few years ago?
They never won a Super Bowl in the past couple years.
No? Oh,
They're,
they got to the Super
they
Bowl.
got to the
Sorry,
Super Bowl. They just choked in
that's
every single.
yeah, that's
Jimmy G overthrew Emmanuel Sanders.
Holy
Kind of feel
Jimmy
bad.
G.
I kind of want Kyle Shanahan to win a Super Bowl at some
I
point. I
don't.
feel
I
bad.
hate the Niners. I think the Niners are my least favorite team in the NFL. So
Oh, gee, I wonder why.
I would love for the Niners to never win a Super Bowl ever in my life. We can go to Detroit, Washington. It was an NFC Championship rematch. No, it wasn't. NFC Divisional game rematch.
Yeah.
Where last year, obviously, the Commanders beat them with a Jaden Daniels masterclass. But this year, the Lions came back. They give their offensive play calling to Dan Campbell, and he put up 44 points. I think that, bro, Dan. I mean, I don't know if it's just against the Commanders, but maybe Dan Campbell should just take over the offensive play calling from here on out. Jamison Williams had a breakout. I wouldn't say breakout game. He's already established himself as a good receiver, but 6 for
He bent
119.
over my fantasy team, so
Holy, yeah.
Shout out.
Yeah, I mean,
Correct,
but
buddy.
Jahmyr Gibbs also had a great game.
Yeah,
15 carries, 142 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Like,
he had 3
Yeah.
total touchdowns. He had a receiving one as well. Like
that's
he how many receiving yards did he have? 3 for 30 and a touchdown. I mean, dude, I don't know. The Lions are also just contenders.
I heard this take from MMG, shout out, when he was talking about this game. But the Lions, whenever they're blowing out a team, look like the best team in the league. But whenever the Lions are in a close game, they don't play very well. And I think that that's their biggest issue going into like if they go against someone like the Seahawks or the Rams or the Broncos or the Texans or a team with a really good defense that's able to stop them. I think they come to a halt and they're easily like you're able to beat them pretty well. I remember whenever we had our first pilot that we kind of scrapped, I put them lower, and that was one of the big reasons that I did. So it was a really good win for them, but that's something they were used to. And then whenever we see them play close games, they don't play as well. So I mean, if they can keep this offensive momentum up, they could definitely make a playoff push. It's just whether they can do that consistently, and I don't know.
I think a great test for that will be this upcoming week against the Eagles.
Yeah,
I agree. That'll be a really good game.
Where's it at?
If
Look,
I think it's in Philly.
Yeah, it's at Philly.
That'll be a tough game for them.
But yeah, I mean it'll be a good game. But
Storyline to kind of watch with the Lions is just pretty much Dan Campbell taking over play calling duties and seeing how they look the rest of the year.
Yeah,
I think.
I agree. Do you guys want to get into Sunday night?
Yeah, let's hear your Justin Herbert dark horse.
Oh my gosh, bro! Let me talk about this. Justin Herbert has the most injured line in the league. He's putting the team on his back. He's second in the NFL in passing yards in the league. And they're one game behind the Broncos in the AFC West. I think if the Chargers win the AFC West, I could totally see a reasonable case for Herbert to be the MVP. Now, I don't think he has the numbers for being an MVP because honestly, I don't think anybody really has a clear case. I think this MVP race could honestly come down to anybody at the end of the season. I could go to Stafford. It could go to May. I could see what if let's say Mahomes goes undefeated for the rest of the season. Mahomes biasy, they'll probably just give it to him. But the Chargers are sitting at 7-3 right now. They're still one of the top teams in the league. They beat the Chiefs in week 1. They beat the Broncos in week 3. Yes, they have some pretty bad losses against Giants and Commanders early on in the season, and the Colts. And the Colts are one of the better teams in the league. They put 37 up on the Brian Flores Vikings. They beat the Titans, and then they completely blew out the Steelers. I mean, on a garbage time touchdown. This game should have been 25-3 at the end of the game. And it's I still think the Steelers have a decent defense. They have an above average defense. And they made Aaron Rodgers look like he's a washed statue. I think the Chargers team is probably one of the most underrated teams in the league right now. And if they had their offensive line was healthy, let's say they had Rashawn Slater back, if they had Joe Alt for the season, I could totally see them even winning the AFC. Unfortunately, that's not what happened, and you can't really bring that anymore because they're out for the season. But
I think because of how competitive the AFC is, I think the Chargers are good. I mean, 7-3, you have to be pretty good. And Justin Herbert is playing great, but to say that he's an MVP dark horse
with all the injuries that they've had is the reason.
But I mean, Drake May's also had bad O-lines. I mean, he's the second most sacked quarterback in the league, and he's putting up the numbers that he is.
I'm not saying Herbert is going to be a leader for the MVP. I'm saying it's a dark horse. Second right now in yards, tied third right now for total touchdowns. He's playing.
Okay, so define dark horse though. How many candidates do you have above him?
3.
That's because if you just have the 3, he's no longer a dark horse.
I would say he's probably.
If he's in your top 4, he's just an MVP candidate for you.
Let me look at the MVP odds right now. I think I would have Drake May, Stafford, Taylor, and maybe Mahomes. Maybe Sam Darnold. So maybe at 6.
I would feel more comfortable having Sam Darnold over Herbert in the MVP conversation.
I do too right now, but I'm saying it's not crazy. I think if the Chargers, I don't think they're going to win out. They have a hard schedule coming up, but I'm saying if he single-handedly brings the team and he gets 5,000 yards, throws over 5,000 yards in the season, leads them to winning the AFC West, I don't see how it's crazy for them to not put him as an MVP candidate.
And if I had wheels, I'd be a bicycle.
I'm just saying, right now he's 7th in MVP odd.
So who are the other guys ahead of him if he's 7th?
May, Stafford, Taylor, Mahomes, Allen, Darnold. I don't consider really Josh Allen should be above Justin Herbert just for the recent of how they've been playing. I think Justin Herbert should be above Josh Allen, and that'll be it. I'd have him at the 6th spot, probably MVP odds.
Okay. I mean, that's probably fine. I think you also have to give credit, though, to Jesse Minter and the Chargers defense. Let's not just act like this is all Justin Herbert's doing. Yes, he's playing well, but he does have some help from his defense. He has a lot of help from his run game.
But they've been injured all year. I don't know. Yeah.
They haven't been that injured.
They lost
lost-
Najee and Hampton.
Yeah, but he hasn't lost any of his receivers.
Kamani
Yeah,
Vidal's been playing
the
pretty good.
Buccaneers lost Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, and Tristan Wirfs was out for a while too. Like,
Fair.
you could use the same case for Baker Mayfield, why they've lost so many games, where they're 3 games, but Baker's still putting up numbers. So,
How much you guys take into account PFF grades after like some of the stuff that they come out about how PFF's kind of bad?
I don't give a rat's.
Okay, that's fair.
About
but I
PFF
think grades,
bro.
I think grades should
sorry.
matter a little bit. I think they matter a little bit, but if you don't, whatever. But
Dude,
on Sunday night, right tackle is ranked 35 out of 36. Their guard 36 out of 37. Their tackle 38 of 38, and their center 36 of 36 in PFF for their O line.
Cool.
That's pitiful. That's insanely terrible. I would rather have the Texans' offensive line.
No.
absolutely not.
Okay, whatever.
You would not.
No, I mean, a healthy
Vidal,
Chargers
25
offensive line,
carries,
yes.
95 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
He ain't doing that behind the Texans' offensive line, my boy.
Woody Marks had a pretty good game.
Since we're going to go down this. Yeah, 14 carries for 63 yards and a touchdown. Real good.
Yeah.
Real good. That was a really good
I'm
game.
just saying I think the Chargers are easily a top 10 team in the league. Not easily. I think they're a top 10 team in the league.
Sure.
But,
yeah, that's fine.
But I think that Herbert should still be somewhere in the MVP conversation as an outsider. A little bit.
And I think I should be a millionaire, but here we are.
Yeah, he's a candidate, but he's not in the same realm.
And I'm going to tell you guys,
like Stafford,
he's not touching the 6 in front of him in the odds right now. He's just not.
Okay, and I'm telling you guys, give it 3 weeks. They'll beat the Jags, they'll beat the Raiders, and they'll beat the Eagles. I think that this Chargers team can beat the Eagles when they're healthy. They have Amir and Hampton back.
Where's the game at? Philly or LA? Actually, it doesn't matter because LA doesn't have a home field. So
LA.
Chargers don't have any fans. So
I'm saying that he's going to win those next 3 games. They're going to go on a 6-game win streak. They'll be 10-3, and Herbert's going to be in the MVP conversation.
That's a big if. That's a big if.
Yeah, it is a big if, but it's something that I'm confident in.
That's what he is.
But I'm confident in that. So, whatever.
If Kyler Murray
Say
threw
that about the
6,000 yards
Broncos.
and 80
Broncos go beat
touchdowns,
the
I
Chiefs
think he'll
next
be
week,
the
and then we
MVP.
win the next 3 straight, and we're now
Bo Nix is
12-2.
not an MVP candidate.
But that's what you're. That's kind of the argument that you're making.
If you
watch
watch Chargers games, Justin Herbert single-handedly carries that offense. Bo Nix does nothing for the Broncos team in general.
I'm not
you guys
saying
cannot compare that.
Bo Nix does anything for the Broncos offense. I am not saying that. But you making the argument that if Justin Herbert wins 3 games, he can be in the MVP conversation. And if the Broncos win 3 games, that they can't be in talks of a good team. It just doesn't do you see what I'm saying?
Aren't a good team. I'm not.
You literally say wins aren't a quarterback stat.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying he's going to play good against the next 3 games.
Lives.
That is true. You have.
I do say that, but I'm not saying this as the Chargers are a good team. I'm saying this as a Herbert is going to ball out the next 3 games against Jacksonville, Vegas, and Philly. They're going to beat
Stafford and May aren't.
I'm not saying that he's going to be above
Darnold?
them. I'm not saying he's not going to be above them. I'm saying he needs to be in the conversation after he wins the next 3 games. That's what's going to happen. That's what needs to happen. And then he goes on to play the Chiefs.
Has to win those next 3 games. He's going to win guaranteed one of those games, and that's the Raiders. But they could lose the other 2.
I don't see them losing to the Jags, and I can see them putting up a really good fight on Monday Night Football against the Eagles.
And I think a lot of people didn't think the Jags would beat the Chiefs, but here we are with the Jags beating the Chiefs, and that's why they're in the 7th seed right now.
I understand that, and I'm saying the Chargers are 7-3 right now. They've beat good defenses. They beat the Chiefs already. They beat the Broncos already, and I wouldn't be surprised if it happens later on in the season when they play them again. I could totally see the Chargers beating the Broncos, and I could see the Chargers beating the Chiefs again.
The Chargers are not beating the Broncos in Denver. I am sorry.
We'll see week 18, buddy. We'll see week 18 when they're fighting for the AFC West spot. We'll see.
Okay.
Broncos going to have the ones locked up by that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Because they're 1 game ahead of the Chargers.
And we're going to lose 1 game, and it's going to be the Chiefs away.
Chiefs, Packers, Chiefs again? You have 3 games of them?
I don't think the Packers are that good.
I also do not. Let's get into that. Let's just go ahead. Herbert propaganda. That's over. Let's get into the Monday night game. The Packers are not a good football team.
No,
Matt LaFleur, bad head coach.
I'm not taking that. I'm not taking
that either. It's a Matt LaFleur thing.
It's Matt.
Oh my God! So we don't let Jordan Love have any of the blame?
No, he does.
Love is playing good.
I'll give Jordan Love blame, but
He didn't.
there's
He
so
didn't play
much
good
on
this
the
game. I'll
floor.
give you
20 for
that. But
36,
Jordan Love is great.
176 yards, and 0 touchdowns.
Yes, against one of the best defenses in the league in Philadelphia. I'm not saying that he had a good game today or yesterday. I'm saying that he's a good quarterback that's thwarted by Matt LaFleur not knowing how to coach. He shouldn't be there. He's held the team back for 2 years in a row. But the fact is that the Packers have one of the most complete and one of the best rosters in the entire league. One of the best defenses, one of the best weapons offensively. Tucker Kraft, Romeo Dobbs, Christian Watson,
Tucker Kraft's
Dontavian
hurt.
Wicks,
Tucker
Matthew
Craft dead,
Golden.
by the way.
Okay, Luke Musgrave even. Luke Musgrave is good. Josh Jacobs, he's good. They have a good O-line. They have all the things they need to win, and I think the reason that they've been losing is purely up to coaching. And to say that they're a bad team, to say that they're not a good team, I think is just way over exaggerating things. I think they're still going to make a playoff push and be a contender, regardless of
I agree.
their record.
I think Matt LaFleur should be the head coach. I don't think he should be the offensive play caller.
Yes, I agree.
Also, why are you letting Brandon McManus kick for your team still? He has lost them 2 games this season. I wouldn't say he lost. I mean, yeah, I would say he possibly lost the Eagles. Yes, it's a 61-yard field goal, and it's or however long it was. But like a couple games ago, they had their backup kicker in, and he hit the franchise long field goal. And it's like, I understand Jordan Love has been playing crazy good. They've lost back-to-back weeks when their offense has put up 7 points and 13 points. But I don't think you can blame that solely on Jordan Love as a quarterback because you've seen him of how good he can play. Put up 40 against the Cowboys. No, that's not a crazy thing. It's the Cowboys. Put up 35 against the Steelers, 27 against the Cardinals, 27 against the Lions. Like, they blew out the Lions week 1.
You could also say that about Bo Nix. You've seen
No,
Bo
you
Nix
couldn't.
put up points. Yes, you have. Bo Nix
He's
has
put
put
up
up points
he's put up
against.
2 good games, and it's against the 32nd and 31st ranked defense, who are frankly some of the worst defenses I've seen in the last
Sorry,
5
did we
years.
not score 28 points against the Colts? I'm sorry. Did that not happen?
Okay, you won other game. You lost, and you
can't
lost.
because okay.
And you lost.
I'm just saying, Jordan Love. You can't. Yes, teams put up points. Jordan Love is not a good quarterback. If you're gonna say
Okay,
Bo Nix is not a good quarterback, Jordan Love's not a good quarterback.
Do you guys consider Jordan Love a top 10/elite quarterback?
I've never been high on Jordan Love.
I
But you
think
know
That's the question that we need to answer.
I think he could be.
he could
I
be.
think
I
he's
agree.
fringe top 10.
Not could. Do you think, with the way that he has been in the past and the way that he is currently playing, just what you have seen from Jordan Love in his entire career,
No.
do you believe that?
I think he
I think
has
he's
been.
good.
I think he's
he's a
been
good
a
quarterback.
top 10,
I
borderline
also
top
think
10
he's
quarterback in the league.
good,
Yeah.
but I do not understand. I don't understand the contract they gave him, and I don't understand why Packers fans have this complex around them that when things go bad, it's never their quarterback's fault. It's always the head coach's fault. That's why Mike McCarthy was forced out of Green Bay.
Because
That's
if you
why
look at his stats, he's playing well.
he,
He
he
has
didn't really play that
2,200
well
yards,
against the
13
Eagles.
touchdowns, and 3 interceptions, but it's a good team. The Eagles have the best roster in the league and one of the best defenses in the league. I knew that it was going to be a low scoring game. I didn't think it was going to be as low scoring as it was. And I'm not going to sit here and act like it was a good performance from him because it really wasn't. But he's played good pretty much all season. I haven't looked at a Packers game and said, "Yeah, it's Jordan Love's fault. It's his fault. He played
I would
bad."
just like Packers fans slash the NFL media to at least acknowledge the fact that Jordan Love is capable of not playing as well as we have seen him in past seasons, and that can also be a contributing factor. I'm not saying it's the main one. I also think Matt LaFleur is having some problems this year and has had some problems in the past. I'm not denying that. All I'm saying is that it feels like sometimes Jordan Love is free from any sort of slander or criticism, and I just think that there also needs to be some conversations about he's not all he's not necessarily this top 10 guy all the time who was deserving of that contract.
I've never been a fan of that contract. Um, I do think that he's a borderline top 10 quarterback. I think he's more in this 12 to 10 range. 12 to maybe 9 range.
Yeah.
Overall, I do think that he definitely has some problems in his game, but he also Jordan Love, I don't think in his entire career, correct me if I'm wrong, has had a true wide receiver one on the team. He's surrounded by a whole bunch of wide receiver twos, and I think we talked about that a couple, like maybe it was last episode. I think you brought up that point, Jackson. He is surrounded by
Yeah.
wide receiver twos, and he needs a wide receiver one in that offense. I think he still does, and I think if you give him an actual, like his best receiver, was Tucker Kraft, and you saw how good he was with Tucker Kraft when he was healthy. And
I thought Devontae Adams had a year with him.
did he? Was that his first season?
I
I think so.
feel like it. I thought so.
No, he went to the Jets.
Was that 23?
He went the
2023?
same year as Rodgers, though? He
I
went the same
believe
year that
so.
Rodgers went to the Jets?
I'm
Yeah,
not
it was
100% sure.
2023, I'm pretty sure, went to the Jets.
Mhm.
And Love didn't play in 2022.
Yeah, so 2023 he didn't have.
Devontae Adams went to the Raiders before the Jets.
Yeah, he went to the Raiders with Derek Carr for a season, and then he went
Yes,
to the Jets.
That's true.
So he went to
Yes.
the Raiders in 2023, and then he went to the Jets in 2024.
Because he
And then
wanted to
now-
play with Derek Carr, and they traded
yeah.
Derek Carr.
Yeah, so his best receiver was
It's probably
mean,
Romeo Dobbs over the course
Dobbs.
of the year.
It's Dobbs right now. Last year it was Watson.
Dobbs, Watson, Reed. You put
Henry.
any of those guys on any other team, and they're not producing numbers. They're not wide receiver one-esque. And they drafted our receiver this year, and it just didn't turn out good because he's not a standout guy. And I don't know if this is a LaFleur issue, if this is just how LaFleur runs his offense and where he wants to spread the ball out to everybody, because I don't think it's a Jordan Love thing.
Well, I think they have a pretty similar passing game to like the Bills, because the Bills kind of have a similar thing where they just have a bunch of wide receiver 2 caliber players. So they're just like, if we give them to all of them, then nobody can really game plan around it. But I mean, also the Packers have had a pretty tough schedule this year. I mean, they've had a lot of close games with good teams. I mean, Detroit, Washington, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia. Like they haven't had some cupcake schedules where they're like playing poor against poor teams, other than their loss against the Browns, and the Panthers, obviously. But again, I don't know.
I just don't think.
I don't think they're contenders.
I don't see them as contenders either. I think that they could be. They just need to fix a couple of things for them. They don't really have an easy schedule coming up later on in the season either. I mean, you still have to play Minnesota twice in a good defense. You got to face Chicago and Ben Johnson twice. They're going to be fighting for an NFC North spot. You still have to face Denver. You have to face Baltimore, and you have to face Detroit still. They have a rough schedule coming up, and I don't know. I could totally see. I think I said Micah Parsons hasn't had a sack in like 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
He had 0 pressures last night, 1 quarterback hit, and like no other defensive stats. So it's like I don't know what's going on with this Packers. It's very hard to I don't know what to think. They're like the Bills. I think the Packers and the Bills are the same team in different conferences. They play down to their opponents, and there could be any given week where they look like trash, and there could be any given week where they could beat the best team.
Yeah,
I think that's a fair assessment of their situation.
But I don't know if you guys have anything more to talk about for that game, Jordan Love, or anything about any other of any
Eagles,
team.
I don't know. Eagles won. They didn't win handedly. I don't know. I think that the Eagles are not going to make it to the Super Bowl again. I don't think they're going to make it to the NFC Championship again.
Let's look at their
I
schedule.
don't think the Eagles will go to the Super Bowl because I think the Seahawks, the Rams, and the Lions are playing better than them. You still have to take into account that as much as you can like him or hate him, I do think Nick Sirianni is like overall a really good head coach. And I think that the Eagles still have a top 3 roster from top to bottom, and I just don't think you can count that out. And if they get home field advantage, I mean, I know they have I know they're not undefeated at home this year, but Philly in the winter with their fans and it being outdoors, that's always gonna be an advantage, come playoff time.
Fair. I mean, and the thing with the Eagles is that they have beat those good teams. They have beat the Chiefs already. They have beat the Rams already this season. They have beat the Bucks already. They beat the Vikings. Like, they beat a good defense. They just beat the Packers. Like, their only losses on the season are to the Broncos, who we've already considered is a top team in the league and have one of the best defenses, if not the best. And they had a fluke game against the Giants. Like, I wouldn't say, like, every team this season is going to have a fluke game and going to have a down game. And they responded right back and crushed them 38-20. So it's like, they got their get back. They just beat the Packers. I need to see how they play against the Lions next week on Sunday Night Football. And if they win that game, I would probably consider the Eagles to just be contenders. Like, I still think that they're a top 5 team in this league. I think the top of the NFC is just miles apart from the top of the AFC.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's actual Super Bowl contenders at the top of the NFC, and at the top of the AFC, you have teams that have shown massive flaws throughout their game. Like, you've seen the Colts and Daniel Jones. You've seen the Broncos and their offensive struggles with Bo Nix. You see the Patriots, who probably have looked like the most complete team right now out of the entire AFC, in my opinion. Steelers don't look that good. Chargers are iffy. They're hurt. And you have the Bills, Chiefs, and Jags, who all have lost those hard games. So, I don't know. That's just what I think. But
yeah,
you guys have anything more you want to say about any team, your team, any of the upcoming games? We have Patriots, Jets on Thursday.
I think that's going to be a pretty handed win.
Yeah, for the Jets money line, everyone smack it.
Everybody, like,
Trap
I think
game,
a lot
bro.
of people, no, it just doesn't work for the Patriots because, like I said, we don't play down to competition. We've had a lot of interviews, like people were interviewing Will Campbell and things like that, and we're just like, the Jets are still an NFL team. They're still a good team. We'll lose that team, so we're going to treat it as if they're a really good team. So, I mean, I don't really see a world where we don't win by more than 2 touchdowns. I think it'll probably be my guess. This is my guess. I think it's going to be probably something like 31-13.
I'm gonna tell everybody to put at least $5 on the Jets money line. Plus odds right now are plus 610. So you might as well make a quick $30 there.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. But that's all I have. Jackson, Nathan, you guys have anything else before we wrap it up?
Important game for the Broncos this Sunday. I feel like
game.
if we could be, yeah, it's like a must-win game for us. I feel like because I think if this is the game, if we win this game, we split with the Chiefs. If we lose this game, I think we get swept by the Chiefs. To be honest, so unless our offense figures it out in the next 3 to 4 weeks when we play the Chiefs again, so
I think it'll be hard. Chiefs coming off a bye week. I mean, it'll be a good game. It's in Denver, so you guys also have a long week because you play on Thursday, so you guys get some extra days of prep. But
yeah, no more
get a
excuses
mini
on the
bye.
39 days and the 3 games.
Yeah, no more excuses, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
Sure.
Their next excuse is going to be like, oh, Chiefs devil magic, Chiefs versus refs, Chiefs of refs this, blah blah blah.
I'm running out of excuses for the Broncos. I mean, they're the most penalized team in the NFL. Their offense isn't where it's Their offense isn't where it's supposed to be, and I mean, as long as your defense is playing well, like that's going to keep us in games. But I mean, they're as a fan, it's hard to watch sometimes every single week. But at the end of the day, 8-2 is 8-2, and at the end of the day, all of our teams are, minus the Seahawks because they have their bye, are 2 lost teams with 8 wins. So
yeah, but we still have 2 losses, so don't.
No, that's what I was saying. I was saying
yeah.
because you guys have the bye, you're 7-2.
Dude,
He's saying you guys are frauds.
The last real shame on Thursday that the Patriots become a 3-loss team. Oh no.
I don't think so.
The last time all 3 of our teams,
happens.
the last time all 3 of our teams were good was what, like 2014, 2013?
It was probably when Russell Wilson, Tom Brady, and Peyton Manning were all.
So what was that 13, 14, 15? Those 3 years.
About 10 to 12 years ago. Yeah.
Because what Broncos beat the Patriots in that AFC title game to make it to the Super Bowl against the Seahawks.
It flip-flopped every year.
Yeah.
In the playoffs.
And now we're about
to
flip-flop
10 years,
with
bro.
Drake May and Bo Nix for the next 15.
And Sam Darnold's going to come in and destroy Bo Nix, bro. Easy work. Light work.
Of course.
Yeah.
No, it's going to be we're going to go 17-0 and then lose to Jackson Dart
That's
in the
funny.
Super Bowl.
History always repeats itself, bro. All right, well, we can close out the episode, Cody, if you want to do that.
All right. Thank you guys for watching, everybody. Like we said, make sure to follow us on all socials. We're going to keep doing this every single week. Let us know if you have any ideas for anything you want to see on the podcast. But thanks for watching. Peace out, everybody. Say goodbye, guys.
Peace out, guys.
Peace out.
It's
Hey, deuces.